Hello, it's PeeMonster, and this is my very first video regarding hair. I'm not really a hair person. I think if you've watched my other videos, you probably noticed that I'm not really that great at hair. I've been relaxing my hair 20 years, roughly 20 years, and at first we were going to salons and stuff, but after my first daughter was born in 2007, it started to get really hard for me to maintain, and also I couldn't really afford to keep going back to a salon and relaxing. So I think while I was living with my brother, I had to I decided to teach myself how to relax my own hair, and so I did my own relaxer for I guess about 5 years now. I've been doing my own relaxer, and yeah, I've always had like very thick and plentiful hair. So I've done so many things to it. I butchered it. I've learned to relax on it and still came out with a full head of hair despite having all the breakage, because I didn't know about doing protein treatments afterwards for a very long time, so I'd have like gradual breakage. But yeah, everything's pretty much back. That's been a while. I've been doing it consistently and tastefully for probably over 2 years myself, successfully. And yeah, my hair is relaxed. This is all relaxed hair. In fact, I didn't really have much new growth when I decided to start locking. And so I did a lot of research on locking. I guess the reason why I wanted to make this is because I couldn't really find someone in my situation. Eventually I did. After I had braided it, I found this woman. I guess she has like 10 years on, I think it was 10 years, where she documented, I think her name is BrownAriesLady. I don't know, I'll link it. But yeah, she inspired me to also document mine, just because there's not very many of us that have done that in this situation. So yeah, I started with totally relaxed hair. I have an undercut, which I've had for maybe a year now. I've had to do an undercut because I have a lot of hair. Like, I have so much hair, and it's been such a blessing because it cut my relaxing time in half. The time it took me to do my relaxer, and also just generally being able to like style my hair. It's a lot less hair to have to smooth out, you know, flat ironing if I did ever get around to flat ironing. So yeah, I did a lot of research. I've looked at sister locks before years ago, and my dad got mad at me. That was when I was like I don't know, I think 20 something. Yeah, my dad got mad and he's like, no, we'll pay for your relaxer. If you can't afford it, then we'll pay for it, but don't lock your hair. And so I didn't for years. And then now it's just like I have another baby. I feel like when my hair is relaxed, like if you watch my other videos, it's a nuisance. There's nothing, it's like, what's the point of having this hair and constantly putting these chemicals into my brain, and I can't even enjoy the relaxed hair? You know, it still looks like chaos because I don't have time to flat iron it all the time. And so I just decided to start looking at locking again. I was looking at sister locks, and when I learned about micro locks, and I looked at the prices, and they were maybe, I think sister locks people were saying was about $900 to install, but then several $100s each touch up, because when the new hair grows out, you have to lock the new hair, and that price was easily like a couple $100s a month that I would be taking on for the rest of my life. And I told my boyfriend, it didn't seem like he thought it was a good idea at all, and it's like, I don't have that money. So my other option was to do micro. I guess the micro locks would have been cheaper. I think some people get theirs installed for like $400 or $500, and then they get their roots done regularly for maybe $100 or $200. I don't know. I don't quite know, but I decided, you know, I don't have the money. I know how to braid generally. Like, I'm not an expert braider, and I have extreme anxiety about like doing stuff behind my head because I can't see. But I was like, okay, I watched all these videos, and all these people there's people who are doing like DIY locks, and they manage. And it's, you know, I wasn't too concerned about it being perfect. I didn't really want like a perfect grid per se. I didn't care if everything looked like corporately acceptable. I just wanted to lock it. And so I took it upon myself one day after just frustration and not really knowing what route I was going to take. I was just like, you know what? I won't know until I try it if I'm capable of it. So I started doing like a grid here. Like I could see well enough on the sides in the mirror to do like a grid. And so I just kind of eyeballed the sizes. I kind of made my way. I had it parted here, here, and then the top was separate. And then I had 3 sections in the back. So like triceratops, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. So 6 sections total. And everything, you know, it's amazing what we can see in the mirror when we actually try. Like if you're nervous about not being able to see what you're doing, you can actually see pretty far back. I was able to see not only this section, but this first section here. I could pretty much see what I was doing and, you know, just like braid like that. The only part that I couldn't see that I did sitting on the couch watching Beast Stars is back here, because, you know, you can't see that, and I don't have a proper setup to be able to put mirrors and like see all the way back. So after doing all of this and all of this, my fingers knew what to do for the most part, and I was able to, you know, just kind of feel. So I'm pretty sure the grid back there is nowhere near perfect, but that's okay. I've had these ones for about, I'd say 2 weeks now. You know, they've held up pretty well. And I was a little bit concerned at first, like when I started, you know, I didn't care if my grid was perfect, but would it cause me problems in the future if it wasn't? And so, you know, like it was really hard to find people who also didn't really care about the grid and find out if they came out okay in the end. But I did find, I think her name is WestIndieRay, as I was braiding my hair, like literally I was on the first or second section, and I found her videos, and she's just like, you know, I didn't make my grid perfect, and, you know, she's beautiful. Her hair is beautiful. So it's just like, yes, I'm doing it. I'm doing exactly what I need to be doing, and it's okay. You know, I'm doing what's right for me. Another thing that I thought of was like, I don't know, it's like a gift for myself. Whatever I do for myself in my hair from this point on is going to be unique. This is going to be between me and my hair, and it's such an intimate thing because it's not going to be like anyone else's. And that's special to me. So, I don't know, my plan is to keep the undercut just because I don't know, it's nice not having like this whole section of hair. It's nice not having that because that's so much less work than if it was there. And it's not hurting me. I think when the locks aren't so thin, I guess over time they're supposed to, you know, thicken a little bit and get fuzzy. It'll hide the undercut a little bit better. I'm wearing a ponytail right now. I take it down so you can see. See? They're all still braids. They've all stayed together pretty well. I didn't lose too much of my length. So yeah, this video is disorganized, but I do want to say I broke all the rules. I broke all the rules going forward. Just so you know, I broke rules, and whatever the outcome is, I guess we'll be able to maybe decide if those rules were okay to be broken. The first rule I broke is I didn't even wash my hair before I started because I don't have time all the time, and I just really wanted to get it done, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to wash my hair for a while with all these kids here because of the pandemic. So I just decided I have seborrheic dermatitis. Oops, I got long hair here. I have seborrheic dermatitis, and that means that my sebaceous glands are overactive to where I will get dandruff very easily. But it's not just like dandruff, it's like your skin is growing and dying very quickly. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. It just comes out looking like dandruff, but it's actually seborrheic dermatitis, and that I was really nervous about that. If you have that and you're concerned about how you're going to wash your hair with locks, I found this someone had mentioned along all my research, I can't recall who it was, I'm so sorry, but they said that when they got Sisterlocks, it made it so much easier to manage the dermatitis. So that's another way I knew that this is probably a good choice for me, because I would be able to wash my hair more often at least. You know, I was a little bit concerned about what happens underneath the locks. Like I was worried, oh, what if I can't, wash underneath the lock? But I can. Yeah, which brings us to the second rule that I broke is washing my hair. I didn't wait very long. I waited maybe a few days. I guess maybe probably no more than a week before I first washed my hair. And the first time I did it, I put bands like here and here all around, and that way it held it together while I, could do my thing to the scalp and like really clean it. I used Neutrogena clarifying shampoo. That was my first time to use a clarifying shampoo knowingly, because I didn't even realize something like that existed, and it worked. I was able to clean my whole scalp. My braids did not fall apart. And after that, I sprayed it with my own oil concoction, which I'll also describe later. But yeah, I broke that rule. I washed my hair very quickly because, like I said, it was dirty before I put the Braidlocs in. And so, yeah, nothing happened. Nothing bad happened. If anything, I feel like it has helped scrunch them a little bit. They've gotten a bit shorter since I've been washing. I actually washed again a couple nights ago, and that was just days later. I forgot to band it, but as you can see, we're still okay. So yeah, we're just breaking rules and doing what feels good, what works for me. So far, so good. I broke another rule. I guess I don't even know if this is a rule, but I went through my hair with my locking tool. So I ordered my locking tool on Amazon. It actually came with two. I'm not sure exactly the brand, but they're curved. It came with two of them in there. I think they're exactly the same. But yeah, it came with two. I'll link them in my description in case you like these. But yeah, they're the perfect size for micro locks in my opinion. That worked totally fine for me. But yeah, the possible rule that I broke is that after I washed my hair, a few days after my first wash, like I noticed the base of the braids kind of not loosened, but it's like as though I had new growth, it kind of slipped down. The start of the braid kind of slipped up the braid, which wasn't such a big deal, but I decided to go through and practice interlocking. And I interlocked everything again, which didn't take very long at all. It was actually a very enjoyable and rewarding process. And yeah, after that I washed again because I was getting a little itchy. It had been a few days since my wash, so I did it again. I also switched to this clarifying shampoo. It's Palmer's Natural Fusions Micellar Rose Water Cleanser. It smells so good. I love the smell, and it doesn't lather as much as the Neutrogena. I mean, it doesn't have sulfate. That sulfate ingredient. It's no sulfates, no parabens, no phthalates, no mineral oil, no gluten. So it's a pretty light shampoo, and it smells really good. I love this. Like I used it as my bath soap this morning because it smelled so good and I wanted to smell good. So I love it. This is my new baby. I used it on my last hair washing a couple days ago. I tried it on the scalp. I couldn't really feel the lather, so it wasn't really for me. I ended up using a different shampoo on my scalp, but then I used this one to like actually wash the braids themselves and like squeeze them out and everything, and it worked. So yeah, the concerns about seborrheic dermatitis is actually, this is better for me because I can wash my hair every day. Like before, washing my hair would be like a separate event from taking a shower. Like I'd have to really plan around, my boyfriend have to wash the baby and everyone has to be okay for me to go spend 1 to 2 hours washing my hair. And I'm so glad that's over. Like literally I can go in the bathroom, take a bath, and just wash my hair at the same time and not have to worry about, oh, what am I going to do with my hair? I have to comb it out before it dries. I have to, slam moisturizer in it. I don't have to do all of that. And it feels really good. Not to say I don't moisturize. I actually do. I made my own mixture. I don't have it here. It's like I filled a spray bottle with olive oil, and then I ordered two oils from Amazon as well. They're jojoba oil mixed with rose oil, and also jojoba oil mixed with sandalwood oil, Indian sandalwood oil, which I really love sandalwood. So I just chose what I like. I like roses and I love sandalwood. So I mixed it all together. I put some olive oil, which I've been using olive oil based products before. So it's what I was used to and it's also just what I had. And so yeah, when I come out of the bath, I spray it down. I get my, I spray the oil. I get the roots and the scalp moisturized, and then I'll make sure it goes through the locks, and then that's it. I just keep it oiled and it's okay. So far, so good. I bought Nizoral, which is an antifungal shampoo that seems to work well with seborrheic dermatitis. I just bought it, so I'm going to use it my next wash. I had bought it before and it worked well, but I couldn't wash my hair often enough as relaxed hair because there's just no time to always, okay, gotta get it ready for work again. Okay, gotta get it ready for work again. You know, you can't, it doesn't really work. But now that I have these, I can do it every day and it's not a thing. It's not every day. If I wanted to, I could, but I don't. But every few days, you know, I can use the Nizoral. And I think that the outlook is going to be good for me with the dermatitis thing because I haven't had a break from that for a very long time. And I think also that no longer putting the relaxers on my scalp is going to really help it to clear up. And it can breathe, you know, with the Loxin, it'll be able to breathe very well. And I don't know, who knows, maybe I'll cure it or at least get rid of it enough to where it's not bothering me so much anymore. So are there any other rules I broke? Yeah. I noticed when I first started interlocking, you know, it can be weird at first doing it yourself, but don't get discouraged. Like when I started going through, I noticed there were strands like going from here to here that weren't supposed to be there. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to start tearing my hair, you know, just to be able to do this. I didn't want to start already tearing hair because I don't want my locks to fall off. But, you know, I just kind of separate the locks at the root a little bit. Sometimes the little strand of hair is still going from one to the other at the base, but I separate it just enough that I can still interlock, and, you know, we'll see what happens. Maybe later on as it grows out, I'll be able to just snip the little strand that's in between. I don't know, but I was able to get it all done. So if you're struggling with interlocking, you know, just keep at it. Like I said, I broke a lot of rules. I broke a lot of rules, and now I'm in a place where I can say I'm happy with what I have. So just stick with it. Like when I was struggling with that part, I almost felt like maybe I made the wrong choice. Like maybe this isn't something for me, but stick with it. Keep trying. If you're not too concerned about looking corporate friendly or whatever, just do it. Just do what feels right and do what you have to do. I guess maybe it's easier for me to say because I have so much hair. I have a lot of room for error. I've always had a lot of room for error, so I don't know. I don't know if it's different for other people, but, you know, just try it. Try what you want to try. I didn't really see too many people using sandalwood oil. Actually, I saw no one using sandalwood oil, but that's the first thing that came to mind when I learned about needing to mix my own oils and like mixing what works for me. I don't use coconut oil ever because the last time I used it, it tends to cause like acne. Like I never had like pimples here until I used coconut oil in my hair. And so I just totally shied away from it for the past few years. I haven't used it for a very long time and I never will. Any product that has coconut oil is just like, get away from me. But yeah, I like sandalwood oil. I love rose oil. Yeah, that's what I'm trying right now. When I Google, you know, sandalwood oil with hair, they tend to talk about how it stimulates people to grow hair where they're balding. I'm not balding, thank God, but yeah, I figure it can't hurt to just, you know, try it for a while and see if it works. If it doesn't, you know, I'll know. But so far, so good. Smells great. I'm happy. I have no regrets. I'm trying to think of anything that I might regret with this. You know, I don't have any envy, like straight hair envy, because honestly, when I had my straight hair, like I couldn't do this. Like you can see, I can't stop touching it. Like I couldn't do that. You stick your hand in and just, because I would never have time to, properly comb it through, or I'd have new growth and I'd never flat iron because I don't have time unless we're doing something fancy. And even still, it's like I was able to go out with my husband recently. Like we haven't done that in a long time. And I flat ironed my hair all nice, but then I still felt like, it wasn't really a style. Like I didn't feel like it complimented me in any way. It was just flat ironed hair. And that kind of was another motivator for me to just take the chance and do something that I thought would look good with my face. So I think this does look good. I feel like when I put it up in a ponytail, I'm very happy with the look that it gives me. I think it suits my face shape a lot better than trying to flat iron and just looking like a moron. So yeah, this is my first intro, I guess, as introduction to everything with my hair. If I think of anything else, I'll add it in. But yeah, this is the start. So I'll update again maybe in a few weeks and just see, so I can show the other person like me out there that's contemplating doing this, that it's okay. Or it should be okay. Or if it's not okay, then we'll all know together. But so far, so good. And that is it. Thank you so much. I wish you luck if you decide to do this, and you can do it. Don't feel discouraged. Just do it. It's just hair. So if something goes wrong, you can either unbraid it or... Oh yeah, speaking of which, I don't plan to cut it. I'm just gonna let it lock up, and I'm not gonna cut my relaxed hair off. I've never had to. Like the times that I've gone months without doing relaxer when I couldn't afford it, it didn't really break off as how people are afraid of, or how my mom told me it would. I think hers might, because her hair is a lot finer, but I've had very thick, like I said, very thick and very thick and durable hair, so maybe that's why it never was a problem for me. But yeah, I don't plan to cut these. I'm not gonna cut these. So this is it. If you have relaxed hair, don't feel like you will have to cut it, because you don't. And I can say that because I've seen other people who had relaxed hair and started and did not have to cut it. Like the woman I mentioned, which I linked down below, BrownAriesLady, I think. She didn't cut hers. She didn't have to, and I don't think anyone should have to, unless you're more concerned about everything being uniform, which I'm not. Okay, and that's all. Thank you. Bye-bye.